Ladies and gentlemen, professors and students and beloved enthusiasts of the theater, I wish you a good evening and I welcome you to the very first place of the Tragicomedy of Errors, our lovely little drama section within our faculty of Philology and Philosophy. My name is Marija Bulajić and I will be your narrator who will introduce you to the whimsical wonders that are about to unfold in front of your own eyes. Tonight, we hope to present not one, but two wonderfully hilarious plays that will most certainly put a smile on anyone's face. We'll have a 15-minute intermission between the shows for a breather and to recharge for even more laughter. But for now, I shall introduce you to the first stage show, Ruby of Elsinore, inspired by one of Shakespeare's greatest tragedies, Hamlet. Here, you will be presented with familiar faces making a visit to Ruby's house of beauty, a hairdressing salon in Elsinore, Denmark, right before Hamlet's debut of The Mousetrap, a play within a play that makes the play a ploy. Don't worry, eventually you'll understand. For now, let me introduce you to the characters at play. First of all, there is Ruby, our sexy and beloved hairdresser in her late 30s, a redhead with a lot of attitude to her name. Perhaps the last honest person in Denmark who, unlike other characters within the play, knows how to keep information to herself. Right after her, we have our beautiful and young Ophelia. A sweet and very impressionable girl who's a bit delusional as she believes that she's Hamlet's girlfriend, which she's certainly not. Next up, Hamlet's mother and the Queen of Denmark, Gertrude. Her haughtiness could only be compared with her big ego. She always makes sure to exclaim how satisfied she is with the arrival of the new king. And speaking of the new king, there is Claudius. Hamlet's stepdad, who seems to be enjoying the grandiose benefits of being the king, which makes him ever so suspicious of the young prince. And, of course, how could we forget about little Prince Hamlet? You know him, the to be or not to be fella, the sullen harbinger of doom and gloom who can't make a decision to save his life or to avenge a fallen one. And last, but certainly not least, the ghost of the dead prince himself, who will make sure to show his dissatisfaction with the events taking place after his unjust death. A raging spirit who won't back down to remind everyone of his former greatness. And there you have it, folks, our small crew of quirky characters, all in the need of a good haircut and in need of getting some things off their chests. What playful shenanigans shall they present to you? Here and now, let's find out together.
Stop playing with your hair, girl, that's my job.
Oh, Ruby, you have to make me especially beautiful.
Oh, honey, this is a comb, not a magic wand.
Oh, I mean it. I need to look really good tonight.
What's the big occasion?
I'm going to be a princess.
Oh, trust me, sweetheart, you've been a princess for a long time.
No, I mean a real princess with a tiara and everything.
Oh, really? Who died?
Nobody died.
I thought with you people, every time someone dies, you all move up one.
I'm going to marry a prince.
You're gonna marry a prince.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he told you he was a prince.
He is a prince.
I'd be careful if I were you, girl. A lot of frogs walking around these days claiming to be princes.
This one's no frog.
I'd run a background check. At least Google him. Every guy nowadays with a pair of tights and a sword claims he's a prince.
Ruby, I'm going to marry Prince Hamlet.
You're gonna marry the Prince of Darkness?
You shouldn't say those things about him.
That man could depress a laughing hyena, girl.
He's got a lot on his mind.
He's a prince! He doesn't do shit. What could he have on his mind?
It's his father.
Unless they went through a lot of trouble to bury the wrong dude, your boyfriend's father is dead.
Well, he is that.
Then what's the problem?
Hamlet thinks...
Thinks?
I really shouldn't say anything about it.
It's all fine with me, girl. Whatever it is, I didn't pay much attention. All those royals have a couple of screws loose in the head, you know. Cousins marrying cousins.
Hamlet doesn't think his father died of natural causes.
Girl, this is Elsinore. No one dies of natural causes.
You have to promise not to tell a soul.
My lips are sealed.
Hamlet thinks that his stepfather...
You mean the new king?
Right. Claudius. Hamlet thinks that the new king had something to do with his father's, well, you know.
He thinks King Claudius croaked his old man.
Something like that.
That'd be my guess.
Oh, you think the king could do something so disgusting?
Like I said, girl, this is Denmark. There's always something rotten going around here somewhere. And you can quote me on that. Did your Prince of Indecision figure this out all by his lonesome?
Not exactly.
Okay, how exactly?
You have to promise not to whisper a word of this to anyone.
Girl, you know what I always say. What's said at Ruby's stays at Ruby's.
His father told him.
His father is dead.
That's why you can't tell anyone.
Why would I want to?
I know it's hard to believe.
Oh no, hard to believe? Hamlet's dead father told him that Claudius bumped him off?
That's it in a nutshell.
I'd say nutshell was an excellent choice of word. And you're gonna marry this guy?
When he asks me.
Wait, he hasn't even asked you to marry him yet?
Well, not in so many words.
Well, trust me, if he does, it'll be in so many words you won't know what the hell he's talking about. How well do you know Prince Hamlet?
Well, let's just say, well enough.
Oh, honey, from someone who's been there. Well enough sometimes isn't good enough.
I know he loves me.
He told you that.
Well,
not in so many words. I swear I'll never understand why ladies like you let men off the hook when it comes to saying I love you.
because I know he does.
At your age, you don't know shit. Especially not about men.
I know how he feels from the way he looks at me.
Don't confuse bad eyesight with interest.
He loves me and I'm going to marry him.
Okay, it's your life. I'd just be careful if I was you. The prince just never seemed like the marrying kind, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean.
He's always hanging out with those two dudes. Rosenberg, Guildenkrantz.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Whatever. They're both sword fighting for the other team, if you know what I mean.
They were all friends in college, and there is nothing wrong with Hamlet.
I didn't say there was. I've just never seen him with any girls. And besides, he's always seemed like a real mama's boy to me.
Hamlet loves his mother.
So did Oedipus.
Well, he must have been a very good son, that Oedipus.
And for a while, not a bad husband.
Hamlet is just not too happy with his mother these days.
What's his problem?
Hamlet thinks his mother married his uncle too soon after his father's death.
Oh, really? He thinks the next day was too soon?
Don't make jokes, Ruby.
Who's making jokes? They use the leftovers from the funeral to cater the wedding.
Hamlet thinks there may have been something going on between Claudius and Gertrude even before.
He thinks? He thinks. Girl, everyone in Elsinore knew that Gertrude was steaming up the old royal sheets with Claudius.
Well, I didn't know it.
Are you blind? Even at the funeral, Claudius had his hand firmly placid on her royal posterior.
Ruby, what do you think I should do?
What does your father say?
Neither a borrower nor a lender be.
Why? Does your dad think you're going into business with his Hamlet?
No, it's just the way my father talks. To time oneself be true, and it follows the night, the day, blah, blah, blah. Ruby, you're a dream.
We are all such stuff as dreams are made of. And you can quote me on that.
Ruby, if Hamlet doesn't ask me to marry him, I swear I'll kill myself.
Girl, you can't talk like that. You listen to Ruby. Men are like merry-go-rounds. If you miss one, there'll always be another coming along in an hour. Now run along.
Wish me luck.
Luck. You're gonna need it. Who's next?
Rosie, how are you?
Majesty. It's Ruby. What? My name is Ruby, Your Majesty.
Are you contradicting your queen?
I was merely pointing out.
One does not dare point out to their queen.
Yes, Your Haughtiness. What will it be today?
Oh, just a gotcha.
Are you sure you don't want me to do something with those roots?
Roots? I am the queen. I do not have roots. I have what you would call transitions.
Whatever you say. So, I haven't seen you in here since just before your wedding. I suppose congratulations are in order.
Oh, thank you, Rita.
As well as condolences.
Condolences? Girl, I wasn't gonna mention it this fast, you know, but R.I.P. to her.
I mean, condolences on the death of your husband.
Well, Claudius is not dead. He's alive. Very much alive, if I may add. In fact, we've just had such an amazing...
I mean, your first husband, Highness, the one before this one.
Alright, yeah, yes. The late king, of course. He is dead and buried.
Although still active, from what I heard.
Rhoda, what are you talking about?
Nothing, Your Grace. So everything is satisfactory with the new king.
Oh, everything is very satisfactory.
Things couldn't be more
I mean, yeah, you could put it that. Things just couldn't be more satisfactory. As a matter of fact, I can't even remember the last time I've been so satisfied, and on such regular basis too.
I'm happy to hear it, Highness.
Are you married, Rhonda?
Ruby.
Who's Ruby?
No one important, Majesty. And to answer your question, I was married once.
Oh, was he a loving man?
That's what every woman I caught him would say.
Well, my first husband was not a loving man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He was a cold man. Such a cold man.
Well, he couldn't be much colder than he is right now.
I mean, perhaps there are some women out there who prefer a guy that pays them no attention, you know. Leaves them completely alone and, dare I say, dry. A man who never, oh, how should I put it now? A man who never...
shows them the respect and tenderness they deserve?
Tenderness, schmenderness. I'm talking about a man who never sweeps their chimney, threads the old needle. Girl, I'm talking about a man who doesn't know how to lay good pipe.
Of course, Majesty. What could I be thinking?
But then, along came Claudius.
Slow walking Claudius. Slow talking Claudius. Oh, you're speaking, of course, of the new king, your present husband, your son's uncle.
Yes. But Claudius is so different than his brother.
For one thing, he's alive.
Claudius is warm.
Warm is good in a man.
He's considerate.
A rare trait these days.
And loving. Oh, so very, very loving.
Well, there's certainly a new glow in the royal cheeks.
I can tell you this because you're a woman, Rachel. You are a woman?
110%, Your Majesty.
Well, sometimes in your preppy profession, people can't be too sure, you know.
Oh, you can be sure. You're home cloaked.
When I am with him, Riley, all I want to do is
rest in his arms, bask in his adulation, enjoy his company.
Then do the horizontal manda, excavate the tunnel of love, parallel park, ride the pony and slurp every drop of his
picture. Your horniness.
Well, my son doesn't understand that.
He's young. He'll learn.
Do you really think so?
Of course. Time heals all wounds.
Oh, how quaint. Is that what they call peasant wisdom?
I suppose.
Are you coming to the play tonight?
What play is that, Your Majesty?
Well, Hamlet has commissioned some bullshit play to be performed at the castle tonight. It's called The Mousetrap or whatever, but I think it'll be fun. You should totally come.
Well, you know, plays really aren't my thing. I prefer something with a little more action, something I can get down with, something funky.
Are you seriously considering turning down your queen because the subject is not as funky?
Yes, your superciliousness.
Well, I will leave 2 tickets for you on will call anyway. I suppose you know you must come.
Yes, Your Majesty. Send in the next supper.
Ah, Ruby, Ruby, Ruby.
King, king, king.
Ruby, Ruby, Ruby.
King, king, king.
You're a sight for sore eye, Ruby.
You're looking very regal yourself.
I am feeling very regal.
I haven't seen you in here since just before your coronation. I suppose congratulations.
Has it been that long?
At least. Is it true what they say, Your Majesty?
About what exactly?
That it's good to be the king.
Well, let me tell you one thing. It does not suck. You gotta love it. The power, the wealth, the respect, but most of the power. God, I love the power. People stand when you walk into a room. They don't sit until you sit. They laugh at all your jokes. They do everything you tell them to do. Right now, Ruby, back in the castle, there are people lining up, waiting to kiss my ring. Yes.
Ah, yes, to kiss your ring. That's what all the bowing's about then.
And the women. Oh, Ruby. I can't turn a corner without some beautiful woman offering me, well, what beautiful women have to offer. You get the image.
In a frame.
But of course, I am faithful to the Queen.
Of course.
Completely faithful.
Completely faithful.
Without a grain of doubt.
Without a smidge of doubt.
100%.
What's her name?
Annabella. She's a lady in waiting.
Well, obviously she's not waiting anymore.
Ruby. Listen.
King.
I may be the king, Ruby,
Oh, here it comes.
but I'm still a man.
Of course, if you weren't a man, you wouldn't be the king.
Exactly.
You'd be the queen.
You wouldn't happen to tell anything to this about... Oh, why, thank you so much.
Your usual train plans?
But of course, take it. Yes. Oh, yeah. Just be careful.
Gently. It's new, isn't it?
It is. Quite nice indeed. I'm calling Story. It's pretty nice.
Okay. Well, you were saying?
Oh, yes. My stepson is putting on some cockamamie of a play, and his mother insisted I go to it.
Well, then I guess I'll be seeing you there.
Oh, you're also going?
Well, let's just say that the Queen extended me an invitation that I couldn't refuse.
Well, there is no escape for the two of us, I suppose. Do you happen to have any children of your own, Ruby?
None that I know of.
I beg your pardon?
It's a joke.
Oh, right. A joke. You know, people don't tell me jokes these days.
That's too bad.
They're afraid to be funnier than the king. Can you imagine?
Heavy lies the head that wears the crown.
Oh, very perceptive, Ruby. Who said that, actually?
I just did.
Oh. Well, anyway, my stepson, he hates me, Ruby.
Well, he's just a little confused, Majesty.
Confused? Oh, for crying out loud, he's a fruitcake. And he's still mad for marrying his mother.
Among other things?
And what exactly are those other things?
Well, it's not easy for a child when one parent dies and the other remarries the next day.
I agree. We perhaps did rush things a tad bit. But it's a cruel world out there, Ruby, for a woman on her lonesome without a man to protect her.
I guess. The only thing I know is the last guy who said he was going to protect me protected me right out of my life savings.
I mean, I couldn't leave my brother's widow alone now, could I?
That's what I heard.
And now her son wants to see me dead.
Really? Dead? Little Hamlet?
Yeah, I know. I mean, those are the rumors. Do you happen to hear any of those, perhaps? I bet people tell you those here, in this place.
No, I haven't heard a thing. Not even a whisper.
Well, in case you do hear anything, that's my private number. Do give me a call if you happen to hear anything. And you would like that, because you would have the undying gratitude of a very grateful king.
If I hear anything.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way,
Yeah?
bring toothpicks.
Excuse me?
Bring toothpicks for the play, to prop your eyes open. I heard Hamlet was directing the play. It's going to be a real yawn.
Oh, maybe if you acted like this, maybe if you entered from the right, or maybe if the lines were this, blah blah blah, I'm going to kill my stepfather.
Right. Who's next?
To be! Or not to be.
Well, look what the cat dragged in. Sit up straight.
Why to be? Why sit up straight? Why not sit long forward or sit with a leg thrown over the arm? Perhaps you both.
Just knock it off and sit up straight. You can't go to your own play tonight looking like this.
What difference does it make, Ruby, what my hair looks like? Just put the whole damn thing into a ponytail.
A ponytail? Man, where have you been? Ponytails were so yesterday.
Yesterday, today, tomorrow.
You need something that says young, cool, now.
How about big, thick sideburns down to here?
I don't think so. You're a prince, not the king.
And what difference does it make, Ruby? A rogue and peasant slave am I.
Maybe so, but your hair says rogue and peasant slob. You're a prince. You should look like one. Besides, there's nothing like a do to boost the confidence, lift the spirits, raise the clouds of doom.
And what do you suggest, Ruby? What could ever lift the clouds of doom that hover over my troubled brow?
Thanks.
Thanks!
Thanks.
Certainly you, Jack.
Of course not, little prince. Bangs are all the rage in England. I hear Prince Valiant is beating them off with a stick.
Really? With a stick? To have bangs or not to have bangs? That is the question.
You're not gonna start that again, are you?
Whether it is nobler to wear one's hair into a ponytail or to...
You keep that up, and I'm gonna shave you both.
Bangs it is.
Okay. So, tell me about this little play of yours.
Actually, it's a ploy.
A ploy?
To catch the conscience of the king.
The ploy?
No, the play.
But the ploy's the thing to catch the conscience of the king?
No, that's the play.
Then what's the play?
The mousetrap.
What's the mousetrap have to do with this?
It's a play.
The mousetrap is the play?
Yes,
Is that what makes it a ploy?
precisely. And the play is the mousetrap.
Okay, so the play is a ploy, and the ploy is a play that's called the mousetrap?
Yes, and the play within a play.
What?
The mousetrap.
What about the mousetrap?
It's a play within a play.
The mousetrap is a play within a play.
That's what makes it a ploy.
So let me see if I have this straight. The play is a ploy, and the ploy is a play. And the play is a play within a play. And it's the play within a play that makes the play a ploy.
But you mustn't repeat that to anyone.
I don't think I could if I wanted to. Does your girlfriend know about any of this?
Girlfriend? What girlfriend? I don't have any girlfriend.
Ophelia.
Ophelia? Is she still telling everyone she's my girlfriend?
She thinks you're gonna pop the question.
What question?
Well, it ain't to be or not to be, I can tell you that much.
Wait. She thinks I'm going to ask her to marry me.
That's what she thinks.
Where did she get the idea I wanted to marry her?
Apparently from you.
Ruby, I've got enough on my plate. My father's dead, my uncle is the king, and my mother
Let's
is...
not go there, okay?
The point is, I don't need some girl obsessed after me all the time. She should go to a convent.
What that girl is looking for, she's not gonna find in any convent.
Well, she's not going to fight with me either.
A little bit of advice, if you don't mind. Let her down easy. She's young, impressionable, and really highly strung.
Oh, tell me about it. I've played lutes that weren't strong as type.
Just be careful.
It's not easy being me, Ruby.
Ah, yes, Prince of the Realm, a killer job. Who'd ever want it?
Speaking of killer job, I may have to kill my uncle.
May have to kill your uncle?
But you must promise not to breathe a word of this to another soul.
I promise.
You promise.
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
It's not a sure thing yet.
Killing your uncle?
First, I have to be sure he actually murdered my father.
You really think that your uncle could have murdered your father?
Well, I'm not 100% positive.
Of course not.
But I have it from a very reliable source.
Oh, really? A reliable source. And just who might that be?
Well, you might think I'm crazy, but it will be my father.
Your father. Ah, yes. Old King Cuckold. Unless I read the wrong papers, your daddy is dead.
To be precise, it was my father's ghost who told me.
Your father's ghost talked to you.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're sure it wasn't just some of your college buddies pranking you?
So that's possible.
So you might not kill your uncle?
Right now, it's about 50-50.
50-50?
I would want to rush into it.
Of course not. You're Hamlet.
But what if he didn't murder my father?
That's a whole other question.
Then I'll be killing him for nothing.
You wouldn't want to kill your uncle based on that intelligence.
But what if he did murder my father?
That's a whole other bundle of ifs.
And then there's a matter of justice.
Ah, yeah. Justice. Can't forget justice.
Ruby, do I have a right to take his life because he took my father's life?
But conscience does make cowards of us all.
Whoa, I never thought of it. Conscience does make cowards of us all. Yes, I could blame the whole thing on my conscience. Then I wouldn't have to do a thing.
That's a thought.
I ask you, Ruby, does any man have a right to take another man's life under any circumstances?
Well,
but he is the king, and if I don't render justice, who will? But if that king attained his crown by raising his sword against his king,
Highness, Ruby here.
But to raise a sword against his own king is the highest crime one can commit.
You know that thing with your stepson? You told me to call if I heard anything.
Can two wrongs make a right?
If I were you, I wouldn't worry about a thing.
Does a right and wrong make a right?
Trust me, you have about as much chance of being whacked by your stepson as I do becoming the Queen of England.
Can two rights make a wrong?
No problem, King.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to raise up against a sea of paddles, a sea of doubles, a sea cuddles.
Yeah, 2-6, bye. I've got work. Who's next?
Looks like I'm next.
King Hamlet.
You're not surprised to see me, Ruby?
Around here, nothing surprises me.
The sight of a dead man walking has a tendency to frighten most people.
Well, I ain't most people.
No, you're not, Ruby. You're the last honest person in Denmark.
That ain't saying much when you get right down to it.
What am I going to do, Ruby?
Well, we could trim the front, layer the back a little, disguise the bald spot.
I'm talking about my family. My brother murdered me. My wife took him into her bed before my body was even cold. My son won't avenge my death.
What family doesn't have its problems?
You think Gertrude and Claudius had something going on before he poured the poison in my ear?
I wouldn't know, Your Majesty.
And if you did, you wouldn't tell me, would you?
What happens at Ruby's?
Stays at Ruby's, I know. I could have used ministers like you, Ruby. People who know how to keep their mouths shut. Unlike my son.
Hamlet is young, Your Highness.
He's 32 years old, Ruby. When I was 32, I conquered half a dozen neighboring tribes, imprisoned 2,000 warriors, killed God knows how many more, and impregnated 500 of their women.
You were a doer, Majesty.
If my father's brother had murdered my father, married my mother, I would have roasted the bastard over a spit. I would have fed his innards to the pigs. I would have
Each generation has its own way of handling conflict.
I would have had his head on a pike. I would have severed his limbs. And can you really discard the bald spot?
Oh sure, don't worry about it.
Give it a shot. So, how are things with you, Ruby?
I can't complain.
Still seeing that rope maker?
Nah, I couldn't get him to tie the knot.
That is the problem with young people today. No sense of commitment. Take my son, for instance. To be or not to be, what is the problem? Just stab the son of a bitch. Did I ever tell you about the time when I killed 3 men with one thrust of my sword?
Yes, Your Majesty, many times.
It was at a battle of... Never mind. That is hell on the memory, Ruby. Well, they were, all lined up in a nice, neat row.
Problem. I do. I see something I want and I have to have it. Even if it's something completely ridiculous, like glass shoes. I just love to shop till you drop. It's even embroidered on my hanky. My stepsisters thought it was funny, but it's true. They try to keep me busy so I don't have time to shop, but even while I'm cleaning and scrubbing, I'm planning my trip to the store. But my obsession is really getting out of hand. Take the shoes again. I knew they were too big when I bought them, a whole size at least, but I got them anyway. I mean, I couldn't pass them up. They were so perfect, so sparkly, and would look amazing with my ball gown. And they did. You should have seen me. I looked like a princess. But man, did those sparkly little pieces of heaven hurt. I've only had one dance with the prince when the back of my heel started feeling like it was on fire. Now I have a huge blister. It's one more reminder of why I should have never gotten those shoes. Shoes made of glass. Whoever came up with such a silly idea? Whoever came up with such a silly idea? I spent a whole month's allowance on them, and now I can't even return them back, since I only have one. You see, just as I was leaving the ball, my left shoe fell off. If I had stopped to get it, I would be left to walk home. To walk home with feet that could barely stand. Just getting to the coach was agony. I thought I spent the night dreaming about the handsome prince, but all I could think about was my aching feet. I had to soak them for hours. Now they're so swollen, they may actually fit in those stupid glass shoes. Too bad though, because I'm never putting my toes anywhere near those slippers ever again. Somebody gotta help me stop shopping. It's becoming a matter of life and death.
I just can't do it, Doc. You don't know what it's like. The pressure, the expectations.
What are we talking about here exactly?
No. Not what. Who.
Okay then, who?
Who else? Women. I'm Prince Charming. I don't have to tell you about these things. You work with them all the time. They're all nuts. I mean, am I right or am I right?
I mean, granted, there are some women who might have some issues, but...
Issues? Issues? You want issues? I'll give you your issues. You can't make them happy. There you go. There's your issues. No matter what you do, it's never enough. And God knows I've tried. After each one, I thought, okay, maybe I'm the problem.
You got that right, honey.
Maybe I was gone too much. Maybe I wasn't attentive enough.
3 for 3. That man's betting 1,000.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't a good enough of a lover?
Bingo.
Nah, I'd actually never think that.
How many times have you been married exactly?
3.
Excuse me?
3 times. I've had 3 wives, and some would say that I'm a 3 times loser.
You are a 3-time loser.
Thank you. It all starts great. All rainbows and sunshine. Oh, you're the one I've been waiting my whole life. My knight in shining armor. And then, somewhere, somehow, for some unknown reason, it just all turns to...
Can you please be more specific?
Like what?
Okay, let's try this method actually. Wife number 1, tell me all about her.
Okay. Wife number 1. That would be Rapunzel.
My hair is ruining my life. I'm just plain sick of it. I would cut it all off if I could. I would. Only I live in this stupid tower without a pair of scissors or even a plain old butter knife. If I don't get it cut soon, I'm going to chew it off with my teeth, I swear. For years and years, my hair has grown down my back to the floor. Nobody has hair all the way down to the floor. It's quite ridiculous. I feel more like a hairy animal than a princess. I think it's part of my punishment. As if being locked up in this stupid tower isn't bad enough. My hair is so long and so thick it takes me all day to wash and dry it. By the time I'm done, it's time to start it all over again. It's so terrifying. I used to hang it out the window on sunny days just so it could dry faster. But not anymore. Do you know what happened to me? Some fool prince tried to climb up my hair. I will not make that up. My hair, like it was a rope. I had to twist and shake and jerk until he fell flat on his back, right into the bushes, which is exactly what he deserved. Can you imagine climbing up someone's hair? Who would do such a thing? It gave me quite a headache.
Rapunzel. Her name was Rapunzel.
Not you too.
Granted, you do meet a lot of Jelenas and Militsas, and maybe a few Nicolinas.
I mean, Rapunzel is rather unique.
You can say that again, honey.
Well, sweetie, I wouldn't stop at just unique. But anyway, how did you meet Rapunzel?
Well, I rescued her.
Like what, from a fire? An accident?
No, a tower. I rescued her from a tower.
What was she doing in the tower?
Apparently, she was a prisoner.
Is that true? You poor baby.
Did she do something? Like, I don't know, murder someone?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
And what was the crime?
Simply being beautiful.
What can I say? It's a curse.
Wait, this makes absolutely no sense. Since when is being beautiful a crime?
I know, right? I mean, apparently her stepmother,
Wicked stepmother. Wicked stepmother.
her wicked stepmother,
That's better.
was jealous of her beauty and stashed her away in the tower.
Well, that's drastic. It really does sound like her stepmother
Wicked stepmother.
had some issues of her own. But how did you get involved in all that?
Well, you should ask. I was out riding, minding my own business, when out of nowhere I heard these cries for help.
Help! Help!
I ran towards the sound. I came up to this tower, and at the very top, I saw this vision.
That would be me.
I called out to her. How can I help you, fair maiden?
You called her fair maiden.
Well, yeah. I mean, she was fair, and I assumed she was a maiden.
I'm taking a fifth at the one.
And what did she say to that?
Please, handsome stranger, free me from this prison, and I will be eternally grateful.
Who talks like that?
So, you freed her?
Well, not right away. Firstly, I needed some sort of information about the whole situation. An explanation of some sorts. And this is when she told me about her stepmother.
Wicked stepmother.
And you bought that.
Well, yeah, and she let her hair down.
You let your hair down.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's be real here, Doc. We're both healthy adults, you and I.
Yeah.
We can both agree that there is nothing sexier than a woman who, at the right moment, gives her head a flick and unleashes a cascade of long, flowing, luscious hair. And in Duvandel's case, she had it in spades.
You better believe it.
Ask her to remember that one.
It started cascading and cascading, and it never stopped. And all I could think of at that moment was how the hair would look spread out on the pillow.
Works every time.
Please continue.
Well,
You read her?
well, I had to. I mean, I am Prince Charming. What else was I supposed to do?
Then what happened?
Well, I took her,
You couldn't just leave her there.
yeah, I couldn't just, oh, right. I can't just leave you here, all alone.
What did you have in mind?
Come home with me.
Home with you? I don't even know you.
It's alright. You'll be safe in my castle.
Castle? You have a castle.
Well, a small one, as castles go.
Are you a king?
Well, no. Yet. I'm a prince, though.
A prince? You are a prince?
Exactly. A prince. Some would say Prince Charming.
You are Prince Charming?
Afraid so.
You're here, you're actually here.
Seems that way.
Prince Charming.
Prince Charming.
You've come to save me.
Yep. Wait. No, sorry. I didn't just come here specifically to save you. I mean, if you don't want, I can understand.
Are you kidding? Of course I'll come with you, my prince.
That was easy.
After being locked up in that stupid tower for God knows how long, I would run off with a Rumpelstiltskin.
Go on, we have a castle.
Well,
That goes without saying.
after all that, I took her back home, settled her in a suite of rooms, in a separate wing of the castle, gave her servants, a carrier to get around, bought her some clothes, some gowns, some shoes, actually lots of shoes, closets full of shoes. Jeez.
And how did she react to all this generosity of yours?
She was grateful, very grateful,
Oh, really? And how did she express all that gratitude?
in ways you couldn't possibly imagine.
Those must have been some shoes.
Indeed. After that, we got married. We pledged to each other that we will live happily ever after. Turns out, happily ever after only lasted about 3 years. I should have known it was going downhill when she cut her hair. God, I loved her hair. She knew I loved her hair. I told you I loved your hair.
Did she happen to tell you why she cut her hair exactly?
I don't know. I just thought it was to spite me.
Do you know what a pain it is to take care of all that hair? Washing, conditioning, drying, brushing, tinting. Besides, it got in the way of my backhand.
Well, I gotta give it to her. She's got a point here. But when did you realize everything was just over?
Well, she ran off with her bro.
Again?
I said she ran off with her tennis bro.
I'm so sorry, but you do have to be a bit...
She ran off with her tennis bro! God!
You could have said it. Jesus. Well, isn't that a nice closure? Should we move on to point number 2?
My stepmother hates me. She does. No matter what I do, she's always yelling at me. All my life she made me wear ratty old clothes and has never ever bought me anything new. I even have to use a comb that's missing half its teeth because every time that witch saw me brushing my hair, she'd take my brush. She's always telling me that I'm so ugly and that no prince in the land will look twice at me. I guess that's why I couldn't help but play a little joke on her. It was so easy too. She was always staring into this mirror and talking to it like a crazy woman. Mirror, mirror on the wall, she'd say, who is the prettiest of them all? Who in their right mind talks to a mirror? I knew it wasn't right, but I just couldn't resist. I started hiding behind the wall of curtains, and when she talked to the mirror, I'd answer back. The very first time, you should have seen her face. It was like she'd seen a ghost, which is kind of funny because she's always telling me that I'm so pale that I look half dead. Anyway, from then on, every day she'd ask the mirror the same question, and every day I'd answer back. I always said that she is the prettiest one in the land because I knew that's what she wanted to hear. And to be honest, I was hoping it made her a little nicer. But it never did. If anything, she got obsessed with its stupid mirror. So one night, when she asked, who is the prettiest, I told her it was me. The blonde-haired beauty right under her nose. She was so angry. She even broke the mirror. I could tell that she wanted to kill me so she could be the prettiest one in the land again. How could she even believe that? Hadn't she ever looked in a real mirror? Well, I wanted to explain my little joke to her, but I didn't think she'd listen, so I ran away. Now I'm stuck living in the woods with this funny little man. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not home. I'll tell you the truth. I'll never impersonate another mirror for as long as I live.
Alright, the second former Princess Charming. Again, I was out riding and...
And you heard a cry for help.
Actually, no. This time, I just got lost. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention on the road and got into the woods. But as I was going through the woods, I came across this little cottage. I knocked on the door and this woman answered. And I swear, I feel like I came face to face with an angel.
Is he talking about you?
Oh yeah, he's definitely talking about me.
Yes, she was drop-dead gorgeous. And for a second there, I thought my heart stopped beating.
It's true. I thought I was going to have to resuscitate him. Mouth to mouth? It crossed my mind. Can I help you, handsome stranger?
What is it with you and handsome stranger every time?
Yes, fair maiden.
Again with the fair maiden.
I was wondering if you could do me a favor.
It depends on what you had in mind.
Well, I was wondering if you could direct me back to my castle.
Castle? Did you say castle?
Yes, my castle.
You live in a castle?
It ain't much, but I call it home.
Are you a king or something?
No, just the prince.
I should have known when I saw your big white charger.
His big white charger.
His horse. He was riding a white horse.
For a moment there.
What?
Oh, nothing.
Well, I was wondering. Hold on.
First, you introduce yourself to people.
Nice. Thank you, assistant number 2. And what would your name be?
Miss White.
Miss White.
But please, call me Snow.
Snow White.
Yes. I know. My father was a ski instructor.
You meet a lot of Anjas and Jonas. You're my first ever snow.
And what should I call you besides handsome stranger?
Well, charming.
I'll say.
No, that's my name. Prince Charming.
You're Prince Charming? The Prince Charming?
Well, I don't know about that.
The one I read about in all those books?
They do exaggerate a little bit.
I can't believe it. You've come for me.
What? For you? I mean, I didn't just come.
I knew you'd come.
No, you couldn't
I've been
have.
waiting for you.
How could you have been waiting for me? I just.
All my life I've been waiting for you. Or at least since my wicked stepmother abandoned me in this forest.
Your stepmother.
Wicked stepmother.
Why would your wicked stepmother abandon you?
Jealousy. She was jealous of my beauty.
Oh, you too.
Can you blame her? I am totally hot.
I just don't know what you think that I'm here for you.
It's called fate. Destiny brought you here.
Actually, Excalibur brought me here. My horse there.
You're here. You're actually here. Just as I dreamed it. Just as I knew you would be. Oh, how I prayed for you to come and take me away from this life of drudgery and servitude. You don't know what it's like to spend every day cooking and cleaning and sewing and mopping and taking care of 7 men.
Huh?
You took care of 7 men?
7 short men. 7 very short men.
All by yourself?
No wonder you look exhausted.
Now that you're here, I'm free. You have set me free.
I don't know what you think.
No more cooking and cleaning and sewing and mopping ever again. Oh, I make you the happiest man in the world.
You are good.
Tell me about it.
And did she?
Well, did she what?
Make you the happiest man in the world.
Well, let me remind you. You know that part where she said she would never cook and clean and sew and mop and all that stuff ever again?
I'm familiar.
She stayed true to her word. The woman never lifted a finger ever again.
And then what happened? Did she maybe run off with her tennis friend?
Whoa. No, she did not run off with her goddamn tennis pro. In a matter of fact, she, after the divorce happened, she ran off and started making a series of home baking books. Ironically, things about cooking and sewing and yada yada, that stuff. The last thing I heard, she has her own podcast.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, really good for her. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Well, if that story has come to a close, I say we move on to Princess Charming number 3. How did you need this one?
Well,
You were out riding, heard
No.
a cry for help,
No.
got lost,
sleeping.
sleeping?
I was having the most wonderful dream. I was dipping down to drag my hand across a sky blue river. Every muscle in my body was relaxed, and I could feel falling deeper and deeper into sleep. It was the most wonderful sensation. Then, all of a sudden, I was jerked awake and pulled out of my dreams. Now, all my muscles are sore and stiff, and I can barely move. I feel like I've slept for a moment, but in some ways, it feels like I've slept forever. Anyway, there I was, not bothering a single soul, when the dude over there thinks he needs to save me, slay a dragon, wake up a princess, whatever. Who says they wanna save? Who says they wanted to wake up? Does he know how hard it is to get into deep sleep like that? It's practically impossible. But could he just leave me there all alone? No, of course not. He had to flex those muscles and show off, act like a hero, like, oh, the big bad prince is going to save the princess. Big deal. I swear the sticking prince has made me quite grumpy. Where's my pillow? I think I need a long, nice nap.
Sleeping. Exactly.
Was she in a coma or something?
No. Drugged. At least that's what she told me.
And you bought that?
Well, yeah, and let's be real here. There's no way a face and a body like that could ever tell a lie.
You could have just said she was beautiful. God.
Beautiful? She made grown men glad they were grown men.
What can I say?
That made it even worse. Anyway, how did you meet this sleeping beauty?
Well,
Were you out riding?
no.
Heard you cry for help?
No.
What was it? Did you get lost?
Actually, I knew exactly where I was.
Oh, that's new.
I was out scouting this old abandoned castle. I was checking it out, thinking of buying it, refurbishing it, turning it into a condo or maybe a hotel, who knows? And as I was checking it out, I came across this room. I opened the door, and there, lying on the bed, sound asleep, was this beautiful young woman.
And?
I tried to wake her up. I spoke to her. I spoke to you, gently, and very gently. She shook her shoulder, but nothing worked. She looked so lovely, and so peaceful, and oh, so low. For a moment there, and I don't know why, but I just leaned over and kissed her.
Oh, that's really creepy.
You kissed a sleeping woman.
Granted, only on the forehead, gently, as you would kiss a child. Like, come on.
Oh, really? Sure. You kissed a woman,
Yes.
soon to be your wife. Same woman that made grown men glad that they were grown men.
My words.
On the forehead,
Mhm.
as if you would a child. Sure. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not
Makes
creepy,
sense. What happened next?
Well, she woke up.
Woke up. Just like that?
Just like that. Her eyes popped open. She looked at me for a moment and said something I would never forget.
Who the hell are you?
It's the same story again.
Are you alright?
I don't know. Where the hell am I?
In an old abandoned castle. Do you know how long you've been here?
No. The last thing I remember is my finger being pricked by my...
Oh, don't tell me your wicked stepmother.
Then you know the bitch.
Not exactly, but I'm familiar with the type. Here, let me take a stab.
Okay.
Your stepmother, was jealous of you, stashed you away, and drugged you in this old abandoned castle, and get this, because she was jealous.
I feel like it's such a cliche. How did you know?
Just a guess. Well, guess. But anyway, do you know how long you've been here?
How the hell should I know? I don't even know what year is. And by the way, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was just scouting here and I found you here in this room. I tried to wake you up and nothing worked until I...
Until you what?
kissed you.
You kissed me?
Only on the forehead, as you would kiss a child. I swear.
Do I look like a child to you?
No, there is no way you look like a child.
Is this what you do? Hang out till all abandoned castles looking for some woman to molest?
No, ew, no, I was not doing that. I just came here to scout the castle. Buy it maybe, refurbish it, that stuff.
So you're in real estate?
Well, sort of, I guess.
Sort of?
I mean, I do happen to live in one.
In one what?
A castle.
Really? Like with Maud and Robert?
Oh yeah, small.
Whoa, I've never been in a castle. What is it like to live in one?
Like I always say, it does not suck.
I bet. I thought only kings and queens live in a castle.
Well, that would be my parents.
Wait, your parents? So that will make you...
Their child.
Yes, but that's...
A prince.
Oh, of course, a prince. A prince what?
Prince Charming.
No shit, you're Prince Charming.
Guilty as charged.
Whoa, this is not quite how I picture meeting you.
You pictured meeting me?
All the time, only I thought it would be at some fancy ball. I'd arrive in a carriage pulled out by 6 white horses. I'd be wearing a designer dress that made a grown man glad ever grown man. You see me across the room and make beeline in my direction. You take me in your arms and we'll dance all night. Well, maybe not just dance. We fall madly in love, at least you would. We'd get married and live happily ever after, at least I would.
Girl, you've got some imagination.
I read a lot.
So, moral of the story,
Yes.
you took her home.
Well, I couldn't leave her in that old abandoned castle now, could I?
I mean, fair. Can I guess some more, actually? Just to make things faster.
Sure.
You settled her in a suite of rooms, with servants, a carriage to get around, bought her gowns, clothes, closets full of shoes.
A wicked amount of costs.
And then she expressed her gratitude in ways you couldn't have imagined before.
I feel like such a cliche. But yes, you're right.
So, what happened to her?
Well, she woke up.
Woke up? I thought you said she'd already woken up.
No, not like that. I mean, she has woken up to the disappointment that reality and fantasy are separate worlds.
Well, you wouldn't say.
Turns out, happily ever after isn't a given.
Well, I actually think that I might have cracked it for this one.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you see, after looking at the first wife and the second, the third one was the youngest, so probably due to her mentality and everything, there's a chance that she ran off with her tennis pro.
God damn it! No, she did not run off with her tennis pro. She hated tennis. It was too much like work.
Oh, really? Then enlighten me. What happened?
Well, for your information, she took the divorce settlement and became a sleeve therapist. Huh?
Really? Have I heard of her?
Yeah, maybe. She goes by Dr. Charming. Actually, Jacqueline Charming.
Oh, I might have to look into it.
Yeah, definitely.
But why do you think another marriage has failed?
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I gave them everything. Put them in suites of rooms, gave them servants, a carriage to get around, clothes, shoes, lots of shoes, wicked amounts of shoes that no woman could ever want in her entire life.
Honey.
What?
Honey, there is no such a thing.
I married them, made them all princesses, and it was never enough.
You were supposed to be my knight in a shining armor, my hero on a white horse.
My Galahad.
I just couldn't fulfill their expectations. But how could I? In spite of all the trappings, I'm still a man. Just a man.
That is the problem, honey. Oh yeah.
That was the problem.
Well, I don't know about you, but for me, this actually turned out to be quite exciting. You see, due to my field of work, I never get a chance to experience two sides of the same syndrome colliding at the same time in my office.
And what is this syndrome you're talking about?
Well, for a lack of a better word, I will have to say the knight in shining armor syndrome.
Okay, now you're pulling my leg here. What?
No, actually, it's a thing. And it manifests itself in women who simply believe that if they wait long enough, there is a knight in shining armor somewhere out there that is gonna come along, sweep them out of their everyday misery, and then they will live happily ever after.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense, actually. Huh.
Hold it there, Casanova. I told you, 2 sides.
Okay.
So, your turn. Here we're also talking about a man who always goes for that same type of woman. Dependent, vulnerable, a woman in trouble. A woman whom he can be that knight in shining armor for.
And that's me. You think I only look for vulnerable women?
Precisely.
Why the hell would I do that?
I mean, isn't that what we've all been asking?
No.
You do seem to have a type though. They're all very dependent. You came across them in a very troubled life. Don't you notice a pattern here?
Well, I have one thing to say to all of that. That is the biggest load of bullshit I have ever heard. I'm Prince Charming. I don't need to look for vulnerable women. To tell you the truth, they were the ones looking for me.
What? Well, if that helps you sleep at night, sure, but you are currently in what we would call a cycle. So, if you would consider breaking out of it, you might want to think about all of these different circumstances, long and hard, for the next time we meet.
Doesn't make sense.
Look, I think our time is up anyways, so I would wish you a lovely evening. I also do think that you should think about this, and I'll see you next time. Go on.
I have a knight in shining armor syndrome. I only look for vulnerable women. Yeah.
Stop.
What a bitch.
Run away.
Please go.
No. Miss, you forgot something.
Please.
Miss.
Please look at me.
Hold on.